good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for taking a moment to watch this video to learn a little bit more about me and a little bit more about Arbonne. And you're going to meet my friend Tammy, who is also with Arbonne, and she's going to share a little bit about it with you. So I was actually introduced to Arbonne quite a while ago, and I am an area manager with them. And that, of course, means nothing to you unless you're in Arbonne. It just means that it has allowed me to have an income to stay home with my daughter when she wasn't in school after she was born, and to give me a few extra choices in my life. When I was introduced to Arbonne, I had really bad skin, and it was the products that I fell in love with. And the rest to say is history, because I've just continued on with it, and I absolutely love it. I love the business. I love the products. I like the people that we get to meet and the people who become our friends. So I'm going to introduce you to my friend Tammy. Tammy, I'm just going to ask you to say a little bit about yourself and tell us why you started your Arbonne business.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Anita. Yeah, so I'm Tammy Vanderveen, and I am an Executive National Vice President with Arbonne. Again, those labels really mean nothing. I have what might mean something to you is I have been building an Arbonne business for 12 and a half years now. And prior to Arbonne becoming the career that it is for me today, I was a professional figure skating coach. One of the main reasons I started my Arbonne business was because simply I wanted to replace my income. I had a very busy career, and at the time our girls were only 4 and 2 years old, and I had decided that enough was enough of basically, not getting the time that I wanted with them to be the mom that I wanted to be. So I was very determined to replace that professional figure skating coaching income as quickly as possible. And that was really what my main goal was the money and the flexibility that this business gives.
Okay, that's awesome. So why did you pick Arbonne as a company that you wanted to work with versus another network marketing company? What was it about that appealed about Arbonne that other companies were missing?
Well, for me, I fell madly in love with the product, and the fact that it was a consumable product was really, really important. When you're looking to put some time and effort and energy into a business, you want to make sure you're picking the right company and product. And so the fact that everything we represent is consumable, which means people purchase, use up, and repeat buy, which is extremely smart business. And the fact that we're right with timing and trends. As we know, health and wellness has never been more important to people than it is now. And so the fact that our ingredient policy, we have a very strict ingredient policy following the European guidelines. The fact that we are vegan, we formulate without gluten, without parabens, and so many other things. So really bottom line for me was what Arbonne chooses not to have in their product compared to a lot of other companies, and the fact that we are all about inside and outside health and wellness. So that was a big part of it.
Okay. Well, it's really interesting because when I was introduced to Arbonne, I actually didn't care about the health and wellness part. I was looking at something that my skin was horrible. I had pimples all the time. To have a day without a pimple, without a new pimple, was amazing. There was always pimples. And so when I started using Arbonne, what I fell in love with was the results. The results that we saw, like almost immediately. My husband was commenting 3 days in on how great my skin looked after I started using a sample. But as I used the products, what I learned was everything that you said just now about the ingredients was a reason I was getting those results. And so it made me really take a look at the business, made me understand that those ingredients are really important. And I've become really passionate now about teaching other people the importance of reading the labels on our personal care items, because we just don't think about that at all. So how does the Arbonne business actually work?
So to kind of keep it short and sweet, really what we do within Arbonne as consultants is we stop, we start, and we share. So we stop buying products from other companies and retail stores, and we start buying products from our own business and our own company. As a consultant, you get amazing discounts and you get paid off of your own personal sales, all those different things. So we stop buying from someone else, start buying from our own basically our mall, our own shopping mall, and then we share it with others. So we share the product with others, but we also have the opportunity to share the business opportunity and show people how to do exactly what we're doing. So that's it in a quick nutshell, I guess.
Yeah, I always like to say that the business is actually the best product Arbonne has to offer too.
Absolutely.
So who starts an Arbonne business? You and I are very different, obviously. So who starts an Arbonne business?
You know what? That's a great question, and the answer is everyone. We literally see doctors, nurses, lawyers, stay-at-home moms. My husband's an engineer and is involved in the business and is a consultant himself. And we have incredible amounts of college students starting this business. So it really is something that can fit and work for anyone who's looking for something different. So I love that it is for everyone and anyone who's looking for that change or that extra income.
Absolutely. And then, like for you, you've embraced it and it's become your full-time gig. And for myself, I do it alongside of working. And so there are people, no matter what the income level that Arbonne is producing, they may still love their job and they can continue to do it. You don't have to make a choice between one or the other. I think that's one of the blessings of it, because you really don't need to, it doesn't need to be a 40-hour a week job or investment when you're doing with Arbonne.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about money. What kind of money can we see? Because really, when it comes down to it, that's all part and parcel of what helps you make the decision.
Absolutely. And like I said, I was driven by the money possibilities with this business. It was the initial reason why I got involved. Of course, that's evolved over the years. I met my income goal, after a year and a bit being into the business, and it's completely grown from there because I help other people do the exact same thing. We have commissions, overrides, and bonuses, including a Mercedes-Benz cash bonus, which is awesome. The commissions are 35% and 15%, depending on how your customers purchase from you. What I love about Arbonne is, again, it is for everyone and anyone looking for whatever it is their goal is and whatever they have in mind. We have people that do this business to make a car payment. We have people that are looking a little bit bigger and they want to make that mortgage payment with their Arbonne business paycheck. Or there's people like myself who looked to completely replace a very good full-time income. So we really can help each person achieve what it is that they're looking to achieve with this business. And we pride ourselves on that. There's no pressure. It is what it is for each individual. And what I love about what I do, and I know you as well, Anita, is that we simply can sit down with someone and say, what is it that matters to you? What are you looking to achieve here? And then we can show you the way and show you that turnkey system that works. So that's what I love about the possibilities and the fact that none of us work full-time in this business. It is a part-time gig, yet you can make those different, types of income depending on what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah. And what I find too is Arbonne really attracts difference makers. Mm-hmm. So, they might not be working full-time, but they give their time elsewhere. So like we have all the people who do the trips to Guatemala or Africa or support different causes, which is really incredible too. So it's like it's not always just about getting, it's a lot about giving and a lot about helping the other people, whether they're in Arbonne or not. So
absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
So what concerns do people generally have when they're trying to decide if this is something they want to do? Because let's be honest, this isn't a normal thing, like in what society deems to be normal. So what kind of things do people think about?
Yeah, I mean, often some of the things that hold people back initially when they're looking at a business with Arbonne is concerned about maybe not knowing enough people, that they don't know that they have a big enough network. So that's definitely one thing. Startup costs, that's a concern for people, and not having enough time is a big one. And what we do as consultants when you're taking a look at this business is we sit down with you and we come up with a plan and we work through what maybe some of those concerns are. Often people know way more people than they realize. And once you sit down with them and you start running through their contacts, they're quite surprised at how many people they actually know. Not everyone they know is going to love the Arbonne product or be interested in the Arbonne opportunity, and that's okay. But we basically help them work through that contact list. The fact that money-wise, well, our goal in Arbonne is to help you make an income. So it's very low startup costs. Like almost anyone can get started with an Arbonne business, which I'm so grateful for. And so it does allow almost every single person out there to have the option to start this business so that they can make that income that they're looking to achieve. So we, can often help them see that very quickly with how much money can be made right out of the gates with Arbonne. And then time-wise, I mean, none of us have extra time. We're all busy people, busy possibly raising kids in college, whatever it is, working 3 jobs to make ends meet. But we really will sit down with you and help you see where you can fit your Arbonne business in, and take whatever hours you do have and work them to the best of your abilities to build your Arbonne business alongside what you're currently busy doing with your life, right? I was working. I was a figure skating coach at the time, working crazy hours, had a 4 and a 2-year-old, yet I still figured out how to work my business in to the nooks and crannies so that I could make that decision to leave that other career when my income met that same income level. So it is something that, we can work through any of those obstacles and those concerns with people, which I love.
And then if someone's sitting on the fence, what do you say, right? Like, what do you really have to lose?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, again, like every country's different. So make sure you, if you are further interested, reach out and we can talk to you depending on where you are. But it's such low startup costs, and you have a turnkey system, and you really have nothing to lose. You're going to fall in love with the product. So worst case really is that you end up with a great discount on some really amazing products, and you can just use them as you wish. And the best case scenario is that this business completely gives you everything that you're looking for it to give you, whatever changes you're looking for in your life. It can give you that. So really you can't, there's nothing, to lose in this situation. It's just a great program overall.
Absolutely. One of the things that we didn't really mention is that what's really great about the Arbonne business is that we are really just beginning our global expansion. Mm-hmm. And you're not tied to working with people in the country that you live. And you're not tied to not working with people in countries that we started in. You can, if you live in Canada and you know somebody in the US, you can sponsor them. So we're in the US and Canada, in the UK, in Australia, New Zealand, Poland, Taiwan, and we're just heading into Germany. So this is like a really, really great opportunity. Okay, so what should people do if they want to learn more about Arbonne? You know what, you can reach out to either Tammy or myself. Tammy, I'll get you to tell your email address. That's probably the best one. Okay.
Sure. My email is tammy.vanderveen. So that's TAMMY Vanderveen. Those are V's as in Victor. So VANDERVEEN @gmail.com.
And you can also find Tammy on Facebook under that name as well. And you can find me at arbonita50 @gmail.com. So ARBONN as in Nancy, ITA50 @gmail.com. And you will also find me on Facebook under Anita Wieringa. So I guess really, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Tammy, for joining me. It's nice to share this with somebody else and have multiple perspectives of what we do. And also, thank you to everybody who has taken the time to listen. It means a lot to us, whether you choose to do something with this or not. We both really appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Anita.
Okay, thanks, Tammy.